You might be surprised, but eating the wrong type of nuts regularly can increase your risk of heart disease by up to 48%, especially if you're over the age of 60. And that number isn't random. It's based on a multi-year study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Now here's the scary part. Some of the most common nuts found in household pantries may quietly raise your blood pressure, trigger inflammation, block your arteries, and even accelerate cognitive decline. The worst part? Many seniors eat these nuts every day, believing they're doing something good for their health. But there's one particular nut, one that's often praised by low-carb dieters, that's been linked to dangerously high levels of a toxic compound. When eaten regularly, it can silently harm your liver, your kidneys, and even your brain. Chances are, this nut is sitting in your snack jar right now. But don't panic. We've got you covered. Make sure to watch all the way to the end, because we'll reveal the #1 most dangerous nut that almost no one is talking about, and how it could be doing serious damage without you even knowing. Before we dive in, do us a quick favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments. Where in the world are you watching from? All right, let's get started. Let's start with the fourth nut on our list, almonds, the bone. Almonds are one of the best foods for aging bodies, thanks to... After the age of 65, natural bone almonds also contain magnesium, a mineral many older adults are deficient in. Magnesium helps calcium reach your bones instead of clogging your arteries. On top of that, the healthy monounsaturated fats in almonds can help lower LDL cholesterol, which is critical as cardiovascular risk increases with age. For seniors, I recommend 15 to 20 almonds a day, ideally raw or dry roasted and unsalted. Almonds are also high in fiber, about 3.5 grams per serving, which helps fight constipation, something that affects nearly 40% of seniors. Researchers at Tufts University also found that almonds can help prevent oxidative damage in brain cells, which is a major concern as we age. For maximum antioxidant power, choose almonds with their skins on. The skin contains flavonoids that work with vitamin E to double the benefit. One warning though, almonds can be a choking hazard for seniors with swallowing difficulties, so make sure to chew them thoroughly. Coming in at #3 is walnuts, one of the best brain foods for seniors. Interestingly, walnuts resemble the human brain, and that's exactly the organ they help protect. Walnuts are the best plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, which supports healthy brain function. One study found that just 1.5 ounces of walnuts per day for 8 weeks significantly improved cognitive speed and mental flexibility in older adults. Their unique polyphenols can cross the blood-brain barrier and fight inflammation in neural tissues, helping protect against dementia and Alzheimer's. What many people don't know is that walnuts also contain melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep, and our levels drop as we age. Some seniors find that eating a handful of walnuts before bed improves their sleep quality. Walnuts also support heart health, thanks to a powerful combo of arginine and polyphenols that improve blood vessel function. In fact, walnuts may even enhance the effects of blood pressure medication by helping arteries stay flexible. For best results, eat 7 to 9 walnut halves daily and store them in the fridge to prevent the oils from going rancid. Bonus tip, crack them yourself when possible. It helps keep your fine motor skills sharp. Nut #2 might surprise you. It's pistachios, one of the most underrated nuts when it comes to senior health. Pistachios are especially beneficial for regulating blood pressure, thanks to their low sodium and high potassium content. Just one serving contains about 285 milliliters of potassium, which helps the kidneys flush out excess sodium and keep your blood pressure stable. Some studies show pistachios can lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, similar to some prescription medications, but without the side effects. They also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that protect your eyes from age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss. Seniors can enjoy their crunch without worrying about dental damage. Pistachios are softer than most nuts, making them safer for aging teeth and gums. Their bright green and purple colors are actually antioxidants in action, helping fight aging throughout your entire body. Here's a bonus. Shelling pistachios slows down your eating, helping with portion control and mindful snacking. In fact, research shows that having the empty shells visible can reduce overeating by reminding you how much you've eaten. If you have arthritis in your hands, look for pistachios that are already partially opened. They're easier to handle. Aim for around 49 pistachios per day. That's roughly 1 ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted. They also contain about 3 grams of fiber per ounce, which helps regulate blood sugar, especially helpful for the 25% of seniors who are diabetic or pre-diabetic. And finally, the #1 nut on our list, Brazil nuts. Small in size, but powerful in what they do. These nuts are the richest natural source of selenium. Just one nut contains over 130% of your daily requirement. Selenium is essential for thyroid health, energy levels, mood, and metabolism, all of which tend to decline as we age. In fact, many thyroid disorders go undiagnosed in seniors because their symptoms are mistaken for normal aging. Brazil nuts also help protect your nervous system by preserving myelin, the protective layer around your nerves. This means better reflexes, sharper reactions, and faster thinking, even well into your later years. Plus, the selenium in Brazil nuts is naturally bound to proteins, making it easier for your body to absorb than synthetic supplements. But a word of caution, you only need 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. Too much selenium can be toxic over time. Try to buy them in the shell and store them in the fridge. Their high-fat content makes them go rancid quickly. Another hidden benefit? The natural fiber and oils in Brazil nuts can help relieve constipation in older adults. And for those with a sweet tooth, their rich, buttery texture makes them a satisfying, healthier snack. Even more impressive, some antioxidants in Brazil nuts may help slow the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA that shrink with age. If you're 65 or older, Brazil nuts are an excellent addition to your diet, just don't overdo it. So, we've covered the top 4 nuts that support healthy aging for your bones, brain, heart, and digestion. But not all nuts are created equal. Some can do more harm than good, especially as we get older. While certain nuts can lower your blood pressure, others can silently raise it. Some are rich in brain-boosting antioxidants, while others might actually accelerate cognitive decline. And one nut in particular, though common in almost every home, contains hidden toxins that can damage your liver, kidneys, and even your memory. It's time to uncover the 4 nuts that seniors should avoid, or at least eat with extreme caution. Let's start with one that might surprise you. Coming in at number 4 on our avoid list, peanuts. And yes, even though they're everywhere, they're not as safe as many believe. First off, peanuts aren't even real nuts. They're technically legumes, which makes them especially prone to mold. That mold can produce aflatoxins, toxic compounds that, over time, may damage your liver and increase cancer risk. Our ability to detox naturally decreases with age, so this becomes an even bigger problem for seniors. Peanuts also contain proteins that can trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals, even if they're not allergic. That's bad news for aging joints, cardiovascular health, and cognitive function, all of which are already vulnerable with age. Most people already consume too many omega-6 fats, and peanuts just add fuel to the fire, throwing off your body's anti-inflammatory balance. And here's what many doctors won't tell you. Peanuts may interfere with blood thinners like warfarin because of their vitamin K content. Store-bought peanut butter makes things worse, loaded with added oils, sugar, and salt that strain your heart and raise blood pressure. Even natural peanut butter, without added salt, can still raise blood pressure and go rancid quickly if not stored properly. Dry roasting peanuts also produces acrylamide, a compound linked to cognitive decline in older adults. If you've been eating peanuts for years without symptoms, that's great. But switching to safer nuts even just a few times per week could reduce long-term risks. Next up on our list, cashews. They taste great and seem harmless, but for seniors, they come with some serious hidden risks. One major concern is their high carbohydrate content. Cashews contain nearly 9 grams of carbs per ounce, far more than most true tree nuts. That might not sound like much, but for the 25% of seniors living with diabetes and another 48% with prediabetes, this spike in blood sugar can be dangerous. On top of that, cashews are low in fiber and high in oxalates, compounds that block calcium absorption and can contribute to kidney stones. That's a serious problem for anyone already at risk of osteoporosis or kidney issues. Cashews are also one of the most aspirated nuts, meaning they pose a choking risk, especially for those with swallowing difficulties. Their smooth, buttery texture makes them easy to overeat, and they contain enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion. This is especially problematic for seniors who already have weaker digestion and often struggle to absorb enough protein. Many store-bought cashews are oil-roasted and heavily salted, which adds unhealthy fats and sodium, both of which strain the heart. And here's something most people don't know. Raw cashews aren't truly raw. They must be processed to remove urushiol, a toxic compound also found in poison ivy. In the long run, regularly eating cashews could quietly worsen blood sugar, weaken bones, and stress your digestive system. For a healthier snack, replace cashews with one of the 4 safer options we discussed earlier. Your body will thank you. Number 2 on our avoid list, macadamia nuts. They may be delicious and elegant, but for aging bodies, they pack some hidden dangers. Macadamias are the most calorie-dense nut available, with around 200 calories per ounce. That's a lot for small portions. That's a serious concern, especially since metabolism naturally slows down with age. Even worse, they contain some of the highest levels of saturated fat, about 3 grams per ounce, which can raise LDL cholesterol in older adults. For the 63% of seniors already dealing with high blood pressure or heart disease, this can be a dangerous combo. Their dense, hard texture can also damage dental work, crowns, bridges, or weakened enamel in older teeth. On top of that, their high-fat content stresses the gallbladder, especially for those with undiagnosed gallstones. And due to their rich flavor, they're easy to overeat, without realizing how many calories or fats you've consumed. They're also among the most expensive nuts, which might push some people to buy cheaper, lower-quality versions that go rancid faster. Commercial versions are often oil-roasted and heavily salted, which adds even more stress to the cardiovascular system. Bottom line, macadamias may look classy, but they're one of the least senior-friendly nuts out there. Finally, the number 1 nut that seniors should avoid, pine nuts. These tiny seeds might seem harmless, but they carry some surprising risks. One of the biggest concerns is that pine nuts can interact with over 60% of common medications prescribed to seniors. That includes statins, antidepressants, and many blood pressure medications. But most doctors never mention this food-drug connection. Even worse, pine nuts have been linked to something called pine mouth, a bitter metallic taste that can last for days or even weeks. While it sounds minor, this taste alteration can reduce appetite and cause nutritional decline, especially dangerous for frail seniors. In fact, one study found that up to 42% of those affected lost weight unintentionally after developing pine mouth. Pine nuts are also high in polyunsaturated fats, which oxidize quickly and create inflammatory compounds when rancid. They're small and slippery, posing an aspiration risk for older adults with dry mouth or swallowing difficulties. Plus, they contain enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion, another issue for seniors with weakened gut function. Even popular dishes like pesto often include pine nuts, which means they sneak into meals without many people noticing. Finally, some studies suggest that certain compounds in pine nuts may accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. If you're over 65, this is one nut you'll want to think twice about. consider swapping it out for safer, more senior-friendly options. So, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. The right nuts, like almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, can protect your bones, boost brain power, support your heart, and even improve sleep. But some nuts, even the ones we often trust, like peanuts, cashews, macadamias, and pine nuts, can quietly damage your health over time, especially as we age. When you're over 60, every bite matters. And just by choosing the right nuts, you can give your body the support it needs to stay strong, sharp, and independent. Your health is your greatest asset, and small changes today can make a big difference tomorrow. So, which nut surprised you the most? Have you already been eating any of these daily? Leave a comment below and tell us your story. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next health tip. Thank you so much for watching, and take good care of yourself, because you deserve to feel your best at any age.